Before every workout that I do, I like to hit some variation of this yoga flow. It's also great to do in the morning to get the body moving and the blood flowing. So I start in this quadruped position and do some scapular push-ups into some cat-cow flows. I'm going to be spreading the shoulder blades apart, looking down, pinching the shoulder blades, looking up. This is going to ensure that our shoulder girdle and everything is ready to go. Big, deep breaths while we're in here. Never hold your breath. From there, then we go into downward to upward dog. I'm going to go through this first yoga flow a little fast, and then I'm going to go through it slower, getting more detailed. So the downward to the upward dog, I'm going to go back to downward and then swing out to this deep lunge position. As I'm sinking into this, I'm going to open up my hip flexion on my left side, my hip extension on my right side, and get some thoracic rotations in there as well. I'm going to flop that over to pigeon pose to really emphasize the glute opening up. Big, deep breaths, trying to feel this stuff unglue and open up. I go back up to this lunge and then kick back and hit the hamstring. So I'm going to flex the quad a little bit, contract the hamstring, contract the quad, contract the hamstring. So that was the yoga flow pretty quickly. You can go through it pretty quickly on both sides, say 2 to 3 times, or you can spend a little bit longer. So that's what we're going to do this time. As I'm in this upward dog, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the upper back, looking up, big deep breaths. I get a little bit of hamstring contraction there because I think it feels good to open up and make sure the hamstrings are ready. Downward dog, try to push your heels to the ground, your palms through the floor, big deep breaths. Now I'm going to go to this lunge on the other side. As I said, we're going to be spending a little bit more time on this pass, feeling the whole body open up with our breaths. I'm getting this rotational capacity, reaching down, reaching up, flopping over to pigeon pose. So I'm going to go into this 90-90 and then go back into pigeon pose, rotating my left hip towards the ground. Big deep breaths. You can reach around to your right, to your left. Find your funky corners. That's what this whole thing is about. Find out where you're stiff and tight at and then spend more time there. Fluid breathing, trying to connect your exhale with your muscle release. Into this left lunge, I'm going to reach up for some thoracic rotation. So in this front left leg, this is a lot of hip flexion. You're going to try to touch your elbow to the ground, but if you can't, then go at your own level. You can keep your hands down. The key is to feel yourself release and not tense up. Now we're going to get some abduction, adduction work. Push into your hand going out, push into your hand coming in. That's just going to ensure that our hip muscles are very stable and ready to get after it. Flopping over to pigeon pose, 90-90. As I rotate, I think right hip to my left heel. If you don't have the mobility level to go all the way down, that's fine. On your hands, breathe. You'd never want to force a range of motion that you do not have. This is all about warming up properly at your own level. We want to make sure our body is ready. We don't want to strain any muscles on the warm-up. Spend as much time as you need to in your funky corners. Get after it, y'all.